respectful. It's totally false. We are here in this country. Um, we don't demand anything from the U.S. government. This is not. We are here to look after the rights of the Mexican nationals, exactly what my counterpart does in Mexico, right? We don't regard, to be very, very honest, very open, we don't regard a right for any Mexican nationals to have access to Spanish. This is not something that we don't do.
Trust me, it's our government. Our
No,
government is
okay,
ridiculous.
but I don't want good. I mean, I'm glad that you said it because we have no part on that. Now, what we are here and we do, and we participate very actively, like I said before, in education. We encourage Mexican nationals, and I do make the distinction between Mexican nationals and Hispanics or Mexican Americans, and I guess you can understand why. To get a better education, everybody. We also tell them that they have to abide by the laws. Now, I don't want to get immersed into this. If I will if I have to. Whether I mean crossing the border, they broke the law. That's a matter that we can discuss. But once that they are here, we speak generally to everybody, and we don't go out and ask them whether they are here documented or not. We tell them the laws in this country have to be obeyed. The laws you have to, for instance, we participate, if you listen to the radio stations in Spanish, we sit with the sheriff's office or the police office in Houston. We tell them, wear a seat belt, because many of our people, I would be the first one to admit, sometimes are hesitant to do this. But many, many other things we come across and we say, you're in this country, obey the laws, don't get in trouble. It's not true that we're here to encourage illegal immigration, undocumented. I'm sorry, that's not politically correct. We're not here. That's false. I mean, I tell you, I feel very deeply that we're losing our very best people. But if you listen every day to what some people say, then you start believing things that are not true. All right?
Well, that's what we're here for. So I think all of us.
Question here. Like 2 weeks ago, there was a program in 60 Minutes for an hour about the problem. You talk about the drugs. Unfortunately, the problem is local. The reason that there are drugs and coming to the border is because there's customers here. If there were no customers, there wouldn't be suppliers. So the main problem is here, and we should take care of that problem locally. If there are no customers again, there are no suppliers. In this case, the Mexican, the Colombians, etc., are the suppliers. We are the customers. We got to address that. Second problem is what you say. I mean, the Mexican policeman comes with a little puny gun, and he's hitting someone with a assault rifle with an RPG and all kinds of fragmentation bullets and whatnot. Well, they're sold by U.S. suppliers to Mexican cartels and criminals. So that's a very profitable market for the gun merchants here in the United States, particularly in Texas, Arizona, and California. And those two problems we have to fix here. So taking that consideration that the problem is consumption, how does the Mexican government, face that with the U.S. government? How can you tell them, hey, stop consuming and we'll stop supplying, and the drug problem will go, and these guys will go back to picking pockets and I don't know what else.
Well, let me tell you again, just to set the record straight, Mexico was for a long time not the producer. We had never been the producer of cocaine, for instance. We were the transient, ¿cómo se dice? The tránsito country, drugs coming from Colombia. By the way, it's a similar situation if you think about it, about Mexico being used as a gate to the U.S. by people from Central America coming through. Follows the same routes, right? And for many years we said, you know, you consume this, and we are only the transient country, and we're the providers. Yes, it's true, but now we cannot say that because we are consuming also. So this is.
That's a terrible setting.
It is, and I guess that when you get into this moral thing, you know, from the point of view that I'm better than you because I don't consume this, and I have you think about the fact that we had this stupid attitude towards the U.S. also, and it got us nowhere except that now we are consuming, and so as I said, it's a common problem.
Okay, we have one more question.
Yes, your gas and oil. I know Pemex is head there, but what do you know about that? How much do you have? Are you willing to share with sometime in the future? Where are we going in Mexico with gas and oil? Because I know it has a lot of.
Can I tell you something about the Mexican laws in oil? I will tell you something that, again, just to try to understand the Mexican point of view. We grew up thinking or being very proud of the fact that we owned the oil. 1938, we nationalized the oil, and it's something that they put into us, and it's extremely difficult for non-Mexicans or Americans to understand. So what we are doing is the Mexican Constitution forbids not only for foreigners to go into Mexico, but for private companies as well to exploit oil in Mexico. So we are taking steps that should have been taken a long time ago in bringing forth partnerships, not in drilling of exploiting of oil, but in the secondary means of production. That is very complicated to understand, but this is what's happening. Right now we are getting private investment to build refineries. It's really shameful, and I said that we have to import 40% of our gasoline, being a huge oil product. But for many reasons, I won't bore you because it will take us an hour or more. For many reasons, we didn't have refineries. Now we're going, because of the recent oil reform, we are now,
Well, thank you